the things that we do, as well as other organizations in African American programming in Muncie. And so the first award is going to go to a guy who is very well known. He wanted to be the keynote speaker. We would not let him be the keynote speaker, but we told him he could introduce the keynote speaker so that we can get him here. And yes, he has a gun, but if you give him cherry sour candies, he will let you take the gun and he'll do whatever you need him to do. And so, Sheriff Ray Dudley, come on up. He is going to receive the 2017 Volunteer Citizenship Award. So looky there. So I have to, so I did some investigating too, although I do know him quite well, but I asked some folks in the community just about what they thought about Ray Dudley. And so, so one of them was, her name is Genevieve Evans, and she started Generations Learning One's Word. She started a local group of teens who just needed some leadership and some guidance. So she's a single mom with 2 teenage boys who have never been in trouble, who have never been on the other side of the law, and they just and she did that as a single mom, and she recognized that there were others who did not have that, and so she wanted to be that mother. So she started this group, and they meet at the Unity Center, and it went from maybe 5 youth to now this month they have like 37 teens, age 45, correct me, he knows because he's there. So 45 youth that are going there, and they're putting their hands to work, they're learning character building skills, and they're going out into the community and doing work and volunteering. But she said that, I love him. Please tell him he made himself a mentor for GLOW. He came one time to our meeting and said, we are not getting rid of him. He is Team GLOW. And he has been just that. No matter the time or place, when we need him, he is there. He contributes his money for the youth to do things. He is a man of his word. He has told the kids he will be there for them, and he has been right there. He picks them up, he drops them off for meetings, and I can say so much, but all in all, we love him. And that's from the leader of that group. And then I asked a youth that has been a youth activist in our community, Jawan Phillips, I asked him his thoughts about Mr. Dudley, and he said, Mr. Ray is that sheriff that all of us teens that know him feel comfortable with him. When we are around him, we don't feel nervous like we do around other officers. When we see him out in public, he speaks to us, and he is always there to talk about anything, whether it be life or about laws or how stuff works. We don't feel like we're being judged when around him, and we all have a special relationship with him. He even comes to the Unity Center when I ask him to scare the kids that have been being bad and to get them thinking differently. We need more officers dedicated to working in our community like him. So on behalf of the Muncie chapter of the Indiana Black Expo, we want to say thank you for all of your work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The second award that we give out on an annual basis is our B. Moulton Foster Award. Mrs. Foster was very influential, and she was a major player, actually the player that brought the Indiana Black Expo to Muncie and created that chapter. She has since gone on and passed away, but she was an entrepreneur. She had Muncie Times. She did, journalism and media and all those things. But she made us who we are today. And so we give this award every year to someone who walks in those same steps, who is committed to the work that Muncie Black Expo does. And he has been a pillar in our community, not just for Muncie Black Expo, but his work from the South Madison Center to, the Bewley Center, and all the things that he's done in our community as an activist and an advocate. And so this year we want to give the B. Moulton Foster President's Award to Mr. D. Demetrius Harris. I'll hold this for you.
Everybody here on the dais and to all of my friends out there, I see so many faces of people that over these 35 years that I was in Muncie, I worked alongside of, and Ms. B. Moulton Foster was a pioneer in our community. She did a lot of things. But one thing I remember about her, she called you at 4 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning, wake you up, tell you what to do, and then you go do it. She was a tremendous blessing to our community. And I hope that what these people are talking about and what Chief Hyatt talked about is that we can continue to be a community that, this is my second home. I've loved Muncie for a lot of years. I've lived and died here and lived again. And it was the blessing of the Lord that brought about a change from Muncie. And I've seen that change over the many years that I was here. Thank you so much for this award. I appreciate what Black Expo does here in the community. And I hope we will continue to be a beacon for this community for a long time. Thank you.
Okay, so we do scholarships. We focus on youth. We invest in our youth. And so today, we're a little bit different with our scholarship. In the past, we've just done this as a independent organization. But this year, we have collaborated with a few other organizations in our community for our I Have a Dream scholarship. So there are members of us who are involved in the Martin Luther King Dream Team Committee. And that is just a committee of concerned folks who want to work together to keep Dr. King's dreams alive and to make sure that our community does not forget what he has called us to do. And so today we have collaborated with Muncie Black Expo. I'll ask for representatives from the NAACP Muncie chapter to come forward. A representative from the MLK Dream Team, Ms. Yvonne Thompson's going to come forward. I'm asking Dylin from NAACP, Mr. Joseph Anderson from NAACP to come forward if he is in the building. I know he is. And so what we've done this year, we have worked together. We created a scholarship application, all of us as a team. We submitted this application and we distributed it to all the schools in Delaware County. And there was a theme, and they had seniors had to talk about what they do to promote peace within the community, how they live the dream, how they honor Dr. King's dream, in addition to being a high school senior who had applied to colleges where they had been accepted, and they had to have a 3.0 or higher and have a need for financial assistance. So we had applicants. And there was a committee of us that sat together and worked together and read through apps and scored apps. And so I can name Miss Rhonda Ward from Muncie Community Schools, and like I said, Dylin Phelps and Mary Dollison with Whiteley Community Council, Yvonne Thompson with the Human Rights Commission, Susan Fisher with Muncie Public Library. There were droves of us that looked at these scholarships and had to make a hard decision as to who we could fund. And so today these guys are with me, and they're gonna take these certificates, and they can have words if they want, but our honorees are here today. They have been notified, and so the 2017 I Have a Dream Collaborative Community Scholarship recipients are Ms. Henrietta Carter, please stand, and Mr. Jonathan Cerf, please stand. Come forward. Come up. You stand right here. Both of these students, Ms. Henrietta Carter has a 3.6 GPA. She has worked National Honor Society. They have done all those things. Mr. Cerf has a 3.5 GPA. He will be attending Ball State in the fall. Ms. Carter will be attending Grace College in the fall, and they were superior and superb in their essay writing and in their academics. They had to give us transcripts. They had to give us their, GPA. They had to have a letter of reference from teachers and community leaders. They had to put in some work, and these were the top two candidates that they all were great. Believe me, they all were great. But we all had to kind of fight and give our points on why this one and why not that one. And because of their community involvement, that's what won them over. Mr. Cerf is very rare, an African American Boy Scout, like an Eagle Scout. He's done that for years up. He's a member of the Pride team, and so really active in his church. And the same for Miss Carter. You know, her mother has some disabilities, and she says, I do not want to burden my mother with my college education, so I plan to fund it myself, work, go to school, and do it on my own, because I want to go, and I don't want to be a burden. So that's why they're here. So we honor them, and I'm going to let any of the other organizations, oh, they left me. Well, there they are. So we just want to say thank you, congratulations. We were able to give out $1,500 scholarships. Their funds will go to the school that they have selected, and so we thank you, guys. Keep it up. Keep it up. Thank you.
She's gonna come up here and take a picture.
I Muncie. Annie. So again, we thank you for your support. Every dollar that you donated to be at this fundraiser today goes right back into scholarships, right back into the community. You may not be able to go into the Uni Center or the Bewley Center or to Motivate Our Minds or to any of the other grassroots groups, but your dollars are going, and so for that we say thank you. We could not.
I'm going to interrupt her because I earlier that this is the 25th anniversary of Indiana Black Expo Muncie chapter. And because it's a 25th anniversary, and we talked about, Chief Height talked about our involvement and our commitment, I believe that there are people that have their checkbooks here today, that may have some cash on them today, and because it's a 25th year, it would be great if you could write a check for $25 in support of IBE Muncie. We've got some ladies who are sitting here at the table, and on your way out, if you feel led, based on the things that have been happening, the scholarships that are given to these young people, the work that IBE is doing. I know she's probably going to get me when I sit down or when it's over, but think about it. As a fundraiser and things that IBE is doing for our community, this would be a great way to show that you appreciate what it is that they're doing. So you can have the mic then.
Thank you. So Dr. Bailey is definitely one that is influential to me and is a leader to me. Hey, there's money coming. Thank you.
I get to interrupt her
okay,
again.
she can interrupt.
This is a $100 bill, and he said he does not need change.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Chief Dudley, Sheriff Dudley. Thank you. So again, we say thank you. We cannot do what we do without the support of some great, really strong people in the room, and so I could not say thank you to Ms. Yvonne Thompson and Angela Gordon. They are the corporate luncheon co-chairs. The Human Rights Commission of the City of Muncie are one of our strongest supporters, and so we thank them. We thank, again, Mayor Tyler. I'll see you on June 7th. We already have a date on the calendar to come to talk about finding 10 employable folks in our community that needs jobs, because we have some jobs ready for them. And so he helps find the jobs, and he charges us to make sure that the folks that we put in those jobs can do the work and can go to work on time and can pass drug tests and all those things. So we're working together. So we'll see you then. Dr. Draper, Chief Height, Dr. Bailey, Shaka Griffin, my husband, my daughter Sanaya, because they support all the works that I do in the community. I just love Muncie. It's a great place, and if I'm going to live here, I'm going to work, and I'm going to do what I can to make it the best place that it can be for my children and for all of yours and those to come. And so Ray Dudley, Mr. Demetrius Harris, to all of you, I just really thank you. To the Board of Directors for the Muncie chapter, I appreciate your work and your support and your commitment, and so I thank all of you, and I'm done.
I think she's done a great job of finishing. So if you're happy and you know it, write a check for $25. Have a good afternoon.